WFMU East Orange, WMFU Mount Hope, WNYX Montgomery, and worldwide on the web at WFMU.org. And for all you fine people in Rockland County, we can be heard at 91.9 FM. This is the Glen Jones radio program featuring X-Ray Burns. That's good. You might actually replace me. Hey, if something happens to Jones, can I be your sidekick?
Sure, anytime.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us in studio today special guest, well-known man about town, raconteur, author of Some Note, and semi-professional explorer, Mr. Wheeler Antabanez.
WFMU, baby.
Right? You've been a long-time friend of the station.
Oh, I've been listening to the station since I was a little kid.
Well, you're a young man.
Well, you know, this is all the weird stuff, so I go to the weird stuff.
You do seem to have an affinity for that sort of thing.
I was born that way.
As so many of the people involved with the Glen Jones radio program featuring X-Ray Burns, you have developed a reputation as something of a, I don't want to say troublemaker. I don't want to say miscreant. Just a strange cat.
I've just always been good at being bad, I guess.
And you don't seem to actually do anything too bad. Like everybody likes you.
I try not to hurt anybody, you know.
And your criminal record is negligible.
Oh, very clean.
Right.
Very clean.
So you fit right in here.
Yeah. I'm just a humble citizen looking for adventures in my hometowns, you know?
Now, you're a Jersey guy, though, right?
Yep.
From the get-go.
Yeah, Caldwell, New Jersey, I was raised. Yeah, and I live in Montclair now, so.
Ah, there you go.
I've always been here.
Moving down a little towards my direction.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm your neighbor. I'm at the boathouse every day in Kearney, so it's like, you know, we're neighbors now, basically. Look at this shit. I'm addicted to it. I come out here every day.
You know, some people say, oh, it's fucking ugly. Look how ugly it is. But there's beauty in it, man.
Oh, man.
You know, there's fun. Man can make beautiful things. And people don't fucking get that. You know?
They don't.
It's bizarre how they can be blind to it. Who's the other strangest character you ever met on the river besides Bill Rep?
Oh, man. One of my favorite guys still on the river is, they call him the one-man army. Old Man Joe, I call him. He's
nice.
in North Arlington at the gas station, the Gollum gas
Mr.
station.
Gollum.
Yeah,
yes.
Mr. Gollum. We just had him out yesterday. My buddy Frank and I, we were out in his boat, the Jersey Tomato, and we stopped in to get the old man, and he got in the boat, and we took him up to see all the barges in Lyndhurst and everything. I got it all on film. It was really good. He's just like this old guy. You know, he's been on the river his entire life, and all he does is take his boat out. He's got this old, PT boat, really cool Army boat.
I remember they used to have a PT boat at the West Hudson Sea Scouts.
Oh, maybe it's not a PT boat. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, well, this thing had torpedo tubes.
I've seen the picture of that boat at Sea Scouts.
Yeah, that was there for all my childhood,
right.
Up until around 79, 80, I guess.
This thing, he calls it a PT boat, but anyway, so he's out there, and he, tows all these logs in, and he burns them in his wood-burning stove. He chops them all up.
Nice.
He's this old dude, you know? But he's funny, too, man. You ask him how old he is, he's got to be, 80 years old or something. He's like, 14 2 weeks ago, 14 last Tuesday, you know?
Nice.
He's just got this good sense of humor, and I don't know.
But I noticed when we were by in the boat, I drive by that station every day.
Yeah.
But when you and I went by in the boat, and I saw he has a bizarre assortment of old cars,
yeah,
and pallets, and God knows what's under those pallets, baby.
He pulls it all out of the river too.
Right.
You know, that's all coming down or upstream, depending on the tide. But,
hey, baby, that's right, bringing you a living.
And he keeps it clean, and also he feeds the ducks out there. He really loves the wildlife and stuff.
Nice.
He's a good guy.
Except they would pick him apart, if he had a stroke.
They would eat him, yeah.
Right. If he had a stroke and he was sitting dead on the bulkhead.
I filmed him the other day on his docks.
Shreds.
And he's just got these little ladders or whatever, and he's balancing on these ladders, climbing over the abyss, going back to shore. And I'm like, wow, I hope I'm not in good shape like that when I'm his age, man.
Now, one of the things you've endeavored to do in your exploration of the Passaic is you've gone down to the southern Passaic, the south end of the river between the Hackensack and Newark Bay, and you've been at the Diamond Shamrock plant.
Yes.
And you've sort of documented that. When did the cleanup begin there?
It began before my time because there used to be a factory there.
Well, it was closed before your
Right.
time, but when did the actual active cleanup begin? Was that before? Was that?
Well, at 80 Lister Avenue, first thing they did was they knocked the factory down. They capped it over with what you see there now, this big concrete and gravel cap. And then, like a few years ago, last year we watched them do it, but it started a couple years ago where they got it ready and they built a big box around the outside of Diamond Shamrock.
Right.
And they brought in barges with a crane and a big clamshell digger, and they dug up the entire inside of that box. And they had the box so the sediment wouldn't travel upstream and downstream and spread more dioxin, but they removed 40,000 cubic yards of dioxin-contaminated mud right from the source, right from where it came.
Now, dioxin was like the active ingredient in Agent Orange.
Agent Orange, correct.
Which was a defoliant utilized during the Vietnam War and other wars in Southeast Asia. And it was never an issue for me, quite frankly, because I always preferred the refreshing taste of Agent Grape. But I understand that it had some long-term effect on the lower Passaic, and you can't go down there and catch fish anymore and eat them and stuff because they'll tell you get the mentals and your brain will rot out.
They say, what I've read on the EPA website is that it's a 200% chance of getting cancer if you eat a crab out of the Passaic River. That's what their website says.
But I mean, I got like a 600% chance of getting cancer every day I get out of bed.
Right, exactly.
Right. Cut his tootie off. And when he came home and told his mommy that the big boys were to cut his tootie off, she said, "That's it." And they moved back to